Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare
जय
Krishna.
श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद कायेन वाचा मनसेन्द्रियैर्वा बुद्ध्यात्मना वा प्रकृते स्वभावात् करोमि यद्यत् सकलं परस्मै नारायणायेति समर्पयामि। मंगलम भगवान विष्णु मंगलम गरुड़ध्वज मंगलम पुंडरीकाक्ष मंगलाय तनो हरि। हरि ओम तत्सत।
Hare Krishna Mataji, pranam.
Hare Krishna. Shall we wait? Shall we start?
हरे कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yeah, Mataji, it's just 1 minute past
Okay,
the
we'll wait
unusual.
for 2-3 minutes more.
Okay,
7-5.
Mataji.
We'll wait till 7-5. Okay?
Yeah, Mataji, when by the time you say the Mangalacharan, it will be time. So
We'll wait, Mataji.
okay, Mataji. Okay, fine.
Yeah, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, is this our Kulai Radha Govind Mataji?
Hare Krishna. Yes, Rohini Mataji.
Mataji, is this our Kulai Radha Govind deity?
Yes.
The deity, the Radha deity looks so different face. Yeah, I was because Govind looks exactly the same. The Radha looks a little different here, so I was.
Same details, Mataji.
Yeah, this.
We
Yes.
are old students, no? Since
Yeah.
2000.
Yes,
So
Mataji.
this is the old PPT of mine, not the recent one.
Okay. No, the deity is just the Radha deity looks a little different. The face, yeah, just
No, it's the same thing.
okay.
Okay, we'll start with the prayers. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपाय कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम् नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी इति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणी निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चाता देशतारिणी जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे 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 हराय नमः कृष्णाय यादवाय नमः यादवाय माधवाय केशवाय नमः हरिहराय नमः कृष्ण यादवाय नमः यादवाय माधवाय गोविंदाय नमः श्री कृष्ण हरि बोल गोपाल हरि बोल राधा रमण गोविंद हरि बोल श्री कृष्ण हरि बोल गोपाल हरि बोल राधा रमण गोविंद हरि बोल जय राधा गोविंद राधे जय गौरनिताय गौरनिताय जय गौरनिताय जय पंचतत्वा पंचतत्वा जय पंचतत्वा जय प्रभुपाद प्रभुपादा जय प्रभुपादा निताय गौर हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल. So welcome you all to the Bhakti Shastri class. Today we'll summarize chapter number 15. Okay?
Okay, Mataji.
Yeah. So these are the various sections. There are 20 shlokas in this chapter, and first five, the description is becoming detached from the material world, the reflection of the spiritual world. So, yeah. Second is Purushottama Yoga transmigrations, and 12 to 15 is Purushottama Yoga, Krishna's position as the maintainer. And from shloka 16 to 20 is the three shlokas Bhagavad Gita summarizing the Vedas and the Vedanta kind of a living entities. Okay. If you can remember these banyan tree. Okay. The various twigs represent the various elements of the materialistic manifestation, starting from economic development, Vedic hymns, pious acts, sense objects, sense gratification, impious act, whatnot, everything which is there in the materialistic manifestation is there within this world. Okay. Yeah. And you have a desire for all these things because you're in the mode of three different modes, that is Sattva, Raja, and Tamoguna. Only by detachment we can get free from all this entanglement. Like how it is, we will. Okay. Material world, how a living entity get entangled in the material world because of these various manifestations through Sattva, Raja, and Tamoguna. Spiritual world, which is the actual source of the material world, because 75% of the Lord energy is spiritual and 25% is only the materialistic world. Okay. So, and we need to develop the detachment. How? Only by practicing the Krishna consciousness. So the analogy here of the banyan tree has been taken as an example to show how the material world is exactly the perverted reflection of the spiritual world. Okay. The material world, as described, which is an inverted banyan tree, and with the root upwards and branches downwards, because of it is reflected on the water. Okay. It looks alike, there is no difference between these two things. Okay. And yeah, only say suppose if you see the shadow of the banyan tree in the water, it looks alike. Unless there is some disturbances in the water, it will not be disturbed, right? So it looks alike, but it is totally different. Like it's like a dream, it can be disturbed by a ripple of the water. Similarly, our materialistic life is disturbed by any one endeavor. So it is so temporary. Okay. So here, Lord says, no living entity, right from Lord Brahma to an insignificant ant, will live forever. That means everybody is a transient. They just come for some time and they will go. Okay. Lord has said this material world is dukkhalayam ashashvatam, place of misery, and it's temporary. Okay. But it is not the case with the spiritual world. It is all eternal, ever existing, and full of knowledge and blissful. So nothing in the spiritual world is formless without any qualities, existing as an impersonal light. Okay. As we have read in the previous classes, that leaves and twigs are been different compared to the different elements of the materialistic ones. The main purpose of the Vedas is to know about the Lord, because we have chosen this path. This is a picture again, which is showing. Oh yeah. This tree has the roots going down, and these are bound to the fruitive action of the human society. The more we are entangled in the materialistic world, so will be our actions and their repercussions. The branches of the banyan tree are spread in all directions. Yeah. Can anybody please read this paragraph?
Hare Krishna. Yes, yes, Prabhu, go ahead. Prasanna Prabhu, you can read.
Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. The branches of this banyan tree are spread in all directions. In the lower parts, there are variegated manifestations of living entities, human beings, animals, horses, cows, dogs, cats, etc. Whereas on the upper parts are higher forms of living entities, the demigods, Gandharvas, and many other higher species of life. As a tree is nourished by water, so this tree is nourished by the three modes of material nature. Just as some tracts of land are barren and some tracts green depending on the availability of water, depending on the prevalence of particular modes of material nature, different species of life are manifested. The twigs of the tree are considered to be the sense objects with sight, smell, sound, taste, form, touch, and so on. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So the lower parts are been again depending on if you remember above human bhuloka, if we progress, then we go to the upper planets. But if you are going to if you are doing abominable things, then you'll go down to the lower planets. So this is the manifestation of the same. Yeah, this lower part represent the Atala Sutala, Tala Tala Rasa Tala and Patala, and upper parts represents the demigods. What is that? Anybody?
Loka, Janaloka, Tapaloka, Mahaloka, Sakaloka.
Yeah, so that is what. And tree is nourished by water. What are those nourishment? Three modes of material nature. What are the three modes of material nature?
Satya Rajastama.
Yeah. So again, the twigs of a tree are being considered to be sense object. That is a different this is the sight, smell, sound, taste, touch, and form, and so on. Okay. Again, all these things, if you remember the 24 what do you say elements, the materialistic elements, they are being described here. Okay. The subsidiary roots are the attachments and aversions, which are byproducts of varieties of suffering and enjoyment. Okay. So the tendency towards pity and empathy are considered to develop from the secondary roots, which spread in all directions. So based on one's karma in Sattva, Raja and Tamoguna, his activities will be there and future endeavors will be depending on that. Yeah, if you can take this, the banyan tree, it's reflection. Okay. So the way, in which mode we nourish it, so will be the results. Yeah, anybody please?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes,
Banyan tree, entanglement of the material world. Idena Mataji?
Yes, Prabhu.
Reflecting medium. Original tree is spiritual world, material world is reflecting on desire, perverted reflection. Nourishment, three modes of material nature, goodness, passion, and ignorance. Roots. The real root of this material existence grows upward. Topmost planet of this universe, Brahmaloka. Secondary root are in the human planetary systems, Bhuloka, and grow downward and spread in all the directions. Subsidiary roots are attachments and aversions, which are byproducts of different varieties of suffering and sense enjoyment. Tendencies towards piety and impiety are considered to develop from these secondary roots, branches of upper and lower 14 planetary systems, various manifestation lower parts of the branches are human beings, animals, horses, cows, dogs, cats, etc. Upper parts are the demigods, Gandharvas, and many other higher species of life, green leaves, Vedic hymns, ritualistic formulas of the Vedas, pigs, sense objects, sound, form, touch, etc. Tips of branches, eye senses, eyes, ear, nose, etc. Fruits, karma of the jivas, dharma, the kama moksha. Living entities involved in hope hops from one branch to another, trying to taste the fruit. Can't see how far the tree extends or where it ends. All the living entities are the eternal fragment mental parts of fragmental parts of the Krishna. They are struggling with the senses. 15 points.
Yeah. Hare Krishna. So it's the same thing, the 14 lokas and depending on action where you will go. So it has been elaborated in detail. Okay. So the real form of tree cannot be perceived in this world unless you ask the detachment. So what is a detachment? Desire. Okay. You have to overcome the desire. You have to have a control over your senses. So this tree is not real, but a reflection of a real tree. That is a materialistic thing. Fully impossible to understand the real tree. And the solution is to cut down the tree with the determination, the acts of detachment. Detachment comes only once you surrender onto the Lord. Okay. So how? Because we know he's a seed-giving father. And by having association, moving away from the false association and connecting with Krishna, we will get the real path. Yeah. Asanga Shastri, a weapon of detachment is very significant as attachment for sense enjoyment and lording over the material nature is very strong. Okay. Our attachment towards the Lord should be so strong that it will automatically detaches from the materialistic manifestation. Okay. Finding one in knowledge, surrendering on to the Lord, and finally attaining the supreme abode. Okay. Lord Krishna is the original root from where everything is emanating. He himself has said, Aham Sarvasya Prabhava, that is, I am the origin of everything. Devotional service has to be done through Navavida Bhakti, and so that we can become free from this entanglement of this materialistic manifestation. Okay. Someone will be free from false prestige, illusion, false association, which are done with the materialistic lust, they will be free from all the dualities of the happiness and distress and so on. Yeah. So one should not be deluded by pride, by what other gives you, and surrender. The process of surrender begins here. Okay, one is always expecting some honor in the material world. They cannot surrender to the supreme world. Okay, pride is due to illusion. You should be free from all those things. Should get rid of all the dualities like happiness and distress, pleasure and pain, etc. Okay. Lord is saying about the transmigration. So this is the Goloka. How do you define the Goloka? Anybody? Hare Krishna. How different it is from the materialistic life? I think we have read in the previous verses.
It is eternal.
Hmm.
It is self-illuminated planet. There is no sun or luminous planets or like moon, and it's Lord energy, and it was 1/4 of three. I mean, yes, three times of 1/4 of 3 times of material spiritual world.
एकांशेन स्थितो जगत्
Yes.
And there is no miseries, and it was eternal, and always when there are a lot, and there is soul and their body is non-different. Everything is spiritual.
Okay. Whereas materialistic world, how it will be?
It was soul and matter was different, and the soul was known as Jiva. It was conditioned by threefold of material nature, and also there are five gross elements and senses and sense objects, and out and three mind, intelligence, and false ego, and combined with the material nature, and yes, and it was contaminated of the three modes of material nature. And material nature is material nature is temporary, and it was for yes ruled by many lords energy like secondary energy, Maya Devi, and demigods or devatas, and there are 14 different planetary systems along with our own solar system. And here time is all on here time is always moving ahead. I mean, time always is there, so with time everything will be deteriorate. Hare Krishna.
Temporary, permanent, the nature, self-sufficient, and it is dependent. So likewise, yeah, as long as the living entity is in the dark material world, he is in the conditioned life. So we need to move towards the step towards the Goloka Vrindavana. Yeah, different analogy again. Just being in a saffron attire is not sufficient. One must become detached from the materialistic life and get attached to Lord in a devotion. Okay. Yeah, again, Lord is saying that every living entity's condition are my eternal fragment parts. So due to this conditioning, again, they are struggling with the five senses, six senses, which includes the mind. Yeah, again here, according to Vedic version, Lord himself is telling that he is expanding himself in innumerable expansions. The primary ones are called the Vishnu Tattva, and the secondary expansions are called the living entities. So In his personal expansions, various forms like Lord Rama, Narasimha, Vishnu Murti, all the predominating deities which are there in the Vaikuntha planets are there. And the separated expansions, the living entities are eternal servitors of the Lord Krishna. Yeah, conditioned soul, we are in the materialistic world struggling hard with overcome all the essential sense organs, not able to control the mind. So we find it difficult to do the sadhana, but once we have surrendered onto the Lord, make it a thing to do the sadhana, then automatically that detachment towards the materialistic things comes and we'll get attached to Krishna. Okay. Again, yeah, the living entity in the material world carries his different conceptions of life from one body to another as the air carries the aroma. Again, it is depending on the materialistic manifestation, one is there, at the time of leaving the material body, what conscious they have and what activities they did. Based on that, they will get their next life. The process of transmigration, again, differs from person to person based on the karma, based on their activities. They will get either they will get elevated to the higher planetary system, or they will degrade to the lower planetary system, or they remain same in the human life. Okay, and the analogy here is been compared like that of the air which carries the aroma. The living entity thus taking another gross body obtains again the one which take the human body will get the same sense organs. Again, conditioning is there, and if they are fair enough, they could recognize why they have been born in human life. So what is the example? Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna was for some mistake.
Repeat Mataji again. Repeat again, Mataji.
Yeah. Say suppose if one is born in a human life and they remember.
What remember? Past life.
Like whatever the past life because of which they have come to the human life again.
It is evolutionary process, no?
Yes, Prabhu. I mean to. I'm asking an example of the person who remembered his past life when he's born as a human.
He's Jadavarta. He's
yes, Prabhu.
and Narad Muni. Also, Gajendra, also he elephant, of course, but he's he was remember his past life also. He was king.
Yeah.
Indradimna.
So once they understand, like in which the body they are there, if they use that senses in pleasing the Lord, they will be liberated from that particular body and they'll go to the upper planetary system, maybe to the Goloka also. Okay. But a person who don't have a knowledge about the Lord will not understand all these things, and they will just what do you say? They will fall down and fall under the clutches of the Maya and try to be in the mode of passion and ignorance, cannot progress further. Okay. So we have to take charge of our life, and steering should be there in our hand, and we should be in a position to direct where we have to go. So people who are not trained in the knowledge, generally they are in an ignorance. Yeah. And they will not be able to know what exactly is the path. Can you please, any one of you, can you please say example in our day-to-day life, people are well educated, doing good jobs, dressed well, having good assets and all. Still, what is the difference between them from a devotee who is constantly at least chanting 16 rounds, doing the service and engaged in the service of the Lord and doing his duty?
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu.
Whatever the Jiva is endeavor without any realization of self-realization, then whatever he was accumulating, it is only for temporary. Srama evala kevalam. There is no beneficiary for his uh, for upcoming future also. Also this life also, because in Kali Yuga, whatever in for example in Kali Yuga, there are living entities are Manda, Sumanda, Prana, Alpahayu. So there are short living person and less intelligent person and very much sense gratified person. So when they are inclining to more sense gratification, they bind themselves into karmic reaction. But those who are devotees, there there are also be for karmis, there is no issue, but at the same time they have in their life yoga. For example, the devotees who adore their rules from the spiritual master, they practicing Krishna consciousness, for example. So they are can get liberated and they can realize their themselves. For example, there are three transcendental futures are there: Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan realization. They can easily can realize. Of course, it's depend on their personal sadhana, but whatever they accumulate in spiritual sadhana, they it will be uh, reserved for their upcoming for lives. But whatever material karmi which are accumulating, it is only temporary and srama eva kamaram. So it was no, he don't know when he will die, but devotee he don't need for bother for when he will die or he will live or he will take next birth, because he knew, because it's whatever it's going, it is soul eternal, body is temporary, so no need for worry. So it can be count in next life also. He can begin from where he stopped. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So, what will be the perspective of the people who are karmis and the devotees towards any untoward situation or day-to-day activities also? How
Devotees think
different?
that whatever the activities that comes in our way or the instances is granted by the Lord, and God is making some progress for him to reach towards him. They think that every action that comes in their life is managed by the God, but whether the normal living entities, they think when they are happy, they are enjoying the results, and they are sad and they are into some distress, they are like lamenting and then bothering, and they don't have any picture of God's power or and of God in that. They just undergo the situation and react responsibly.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So Krishna's position as a maintainer, okay. The splendor of the sun. Yeah, here we have an example of the sun, the sun disk and the sun rays, that means depending on the sadhana, one will be there either in the periphery or the mid, or they'll become the uttama devotee. Okay. And yeah, again, these are sun and moon, which are required for the existence of the planets, existence of the mankind, of the entire species, all those things. Moon nourishes the vegetables and so on. Okay. Lord Krishna is the ultimate maintainer of everything. I can say. Yeah, he is the fire which is there in each individual in the form of a digestive fire. So he is giving that apana vayu, all those things, prana and apana vayu. Okay. And yeah, 4 types of foodstuffs. The one which can drink, we can be chewed, licked up, drunk, and whatever. All the required digestive force is given by Krishna. Okay. I am seated in everyone's heart. From me comes remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness. By all the Vedas, I am to be known. Indeed, I am the compiler of the Vedanta. I am the knower of the Vedas. So, Lord gives that remembrance. Once you take up the sadhana, He will give the required remembrance to know Him, because He is the compiler of the Vedanta and knower of the Vedas. Because the Vedas will give the right direction to the people to mold their lives and come back to the Godhead, back to home. And the Veda will offer knowledge of the Supreme Personality of the Godhead Krishna. And so it will help you to regulate. Once we are studying, it will give us a knowledge about that particular subject, right? And the Vedas and Vedantas are scripted by the, what do you say, it has been given to us through ancestors to enlighten and give us a knowledge to know about the Lord. Okay. So, in all Vedic literature, beginning from the 4 Vedas, Vedanta Sutra and Upanishads and Puranas, the glories of Supreme Lords are being celebrated. Okay. So one can attain perfection in 3 stages. The purpose of Vedas to be understood, read it, understand your relationship with the Krishna, and be in a Sattva Guna, follow the process, take the shelter of bona fide spiritual master, take the Krishna Prasadam, and ultimately reach the Lord. Okay. So 2 classes of beings, fallible and infallible. And fallible ones are the one which are there, infallibles are the one which are spiritual in nature. So we should always endeavor to move from temporary to permanent, isn't it? So examples of home also, sometimes, we need to have our own house, our own home. Let it be a small one, it should be ours, or something like that. Our home is like going back to Godhead, that is Krishna. So the earth in which we are living and enjoying all the materialistic manifestation is on a vacation home for all of us. Okay. Hare Krishna. Yeah. So Lord is all transcendental beyond this both fallible and infallible ones, because He is the greatest and celebrated both within the materialistic world as well as the spiritual world, because He is the ultimate person who has created all these things, maintainer, annihilator. Okay. So whoever knows me as a supreme personality of the Godhead without doubting, so that is first and foremost things, should be pure devotee of the Lord and should not have any second thought about it, then is to be understood the knower of everything, like Arjuna in this particular Bhagavad Gita, and he engaged himself in full devotion service, O son of Bharata. Okay. If you can see, Lord, this is the example of Lord Shiva. All the time you will see in the movies or old television serials and all, the gods will be meditating upon. So whom they are meditating upon? They are meditating upon the Lord energy, that is Lord Krishna. So Lord clearly explains, one truly know Him is actual knower of everything. He will not waste time in all the any materialistic endeavor. Such devotee will not waste any time, engage directly in Krishna consciousness, should receive the Vedic knowledge as Shruti directly from Krishna or his representative, that is being Guru. Submissively accept the living entities are always subordinate to the Lord. Okay. Such a person is supposed to be truly knowing the purpose of the Vedas, following the so according to the Vaishnava Parampara, one who is engaged in devotion service of the Krishna is need not adopt any other spiritual process for understanding Krishna, because he will automatically go there. Okay, so this is the most confidential knowledge what Lord has revealed here. So, and he also says that whosoever understands this will become wise and endeavor and know his endeavors will know the perfection. Okay. Yeah, I wanted one devotee volunteer to read this.
Hare Krishna. The
Yes.
word anagha, by which Arjuna is addressed, is very significant, means sinless one. Unless one is free from all sinful reactions, it is very difficult to understand Krishna. Devotional service is so pure and powerful that it automatically makes one sinless. While performing devotional service, one must shred weakness of the heart. The first fall down is caused by the desire to lord it over material nature that prevents performing transcendental loving service of the Supreme Lord. The second fall down is attachment to matter due to the propensity to lord over material nature. First 5 verses describe process of freeing from the weakness of the heart. From the 6th verse through the end discusses Purushottama Yoga. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So the second two fall downs, first one is that forgetting your relationship with our Lord. Okay. And you're lording it over the material nature so that you will free from devotional service. Second is again more attachment to the matter due to propensity to having more attachment towards the materialistic things. By either way, if you are attracted towards the material energy of the Lord, that leads to fall down. It will not help you to progress further. It will bring you back. Okay. So the summary of this particular chapter is knowledge explained in this chapter is the essence of Vedanta, and the most confidential part is that should the materialistic world is the reflection of the spiritual world. It contains all the things, materialistic things and the end results of it. Only by detachment you can get detached from this material world and you can go back to the Godhead. And to get detached, you need to have attachment for Krishna. For that, you need to take shelter of bona fide spiritual master. Under the guidance, you will get the required knowledge, because daily you will be reading the Shastra and following the regulative principles and leading a certain life which is favorable to know about the Lord. In that way, you will know Him. The source of light will come in the form of the knowledge, which will illuminate your inner world and help you to know the Lord in a better way. So, attachment to Krishna and get detached to the material world. So, eventually, when you know about the Lord, you will be purified and definitely progress further in the bhakti. Okay. Hare Krishna. This is in short about the 15th chapter. Anybody has anything to say? How about the open book? Did you start writing? No? Not yet?
Not yet,
No,
Mataji.
Mataji, not yet.
Not yet.
Okay. Fine. Okay. So we'll end the session for today. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. So thank you, co-host and participants. See you all tomorrow at 7 p.m. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Attendance.